Hey, what's up, sports bettors? So, what am I up to? I am hitting some bets, some late night bets. Let's get into it. We'll hit some bets, we'll hit some ARBs. Obviously, we got an NFL game going on. I got a ton of money bet. Well, let me pull up that sheet actually of all of my tracked bets. And yeah, we're going to play some profitable bets. You know, the rest of the world's out partying. Let's hit some bets. So I have my sheet open. You know, what you'll see is all these bets we're placing live. We're going to see this net profit number go up. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days, right? Variance as a sports bettor. You can't win every day. I'm posting like freaking all these plays on YouTube. It's crazy to me how we lose one bet and people are like, oh, you know, how did you take that? And it's like, dude, can't win them all. The people who say they win them all are full of it. So we're up $730, all just on the live streams that I've done, just tracking my bets in real time. And let's see if we can hit some stuff tonight. So AJ Dillon, I mean, I'm not really sure about these open bets, but I'll go through later and I can grade them and we'll see. And hopefully, you know, that number keeps going up. So again, sports betting, it varies by time of day, right? Like, you don't know when the best bets are going to occur. You don't know when the best betting opportunities are going to occur, when the best live bets are going to occur. They often occur after player injuries, when sharp action comes in and drastically starts to shoot down a line. It comes in all the time, right? Lines change. And what we can see here is like, you know, there's an arbitrage bet. Granted, it's not big, but this is it's 9 p.m. Mountain Time. This game starts at 4 p.m. So in 22 hours, I can get back a risk-free return of 0.61%, right? The goal of sports betting is aiming for these slow gains that build up every single day. You're placing bets that are mathematically profitable or even a risk-free profit, and you're watching your returns go up on a daily basis, right? Maybe your goal is to make $20 a day with your bankroll, or 30 or 50, you know, and kind of as you expand that bankroll, you get more into plus EV betting, which is just mathematically profitable bets. So we can go here again in my settings. I filter out a lot of the books that I don't use. So BetMGM, I'm very heavily limited. Barstool, heavily limited. PointsBet, Unibet, heavily limited. BetRivers, TwinSpires, I am kind of heavily limited. Made too much money off them, but you know, whatever. I'll place some bets on them. So we can go here. Right, we can see there's an ARB. The plus number is greater than the minus number, and these are equal and opposite outcomes. So I can make a risk-free profit by betting on both sides, right? This is what is so fascinating about sports betting, is because sports books have different odds, this is possible, right? You can earn a risk-free profit by placing bets on equal and opposite outcomes on two sports books. So we can see in the Blue Jackets Senators game, what I can do is I can go here and I want to bet the under 6 goals, including overtime, plus 123. So you can see it just moved down to plus 120. So someone else hit this, someone else bet this. So what you're going to notice is when we're aiming for these ARBs, they're pretty hard to get. You know, we've made about $30 on these live streams from risk-free ARBing or arbitrage betting. Like we made 147 today, 386, whatever. But you have to move quick, because these are risk-free returns. So other people are going to be, you know, trying to bet them, and it's hard to get down bets on them. So I prefer plus EV betting, which is more profitable. And it's just essentially taking advantage of odds that are too good to be true, right? So this P right here is Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world and the most efficient betting market, right? So their odds are known to be a great indication for actual win probability, right? They accept all the sharp action. So their lines are very efficient. Their lines are very tight. So you want to look at Pinnacle and always make sure your bets are getting better odds than Pinnacle. So what we can do is we can look on the plus EV page, since, you know, there's not really many ARBs out. I mean, there are some live ARB betting opportunities. So if you wanted to live ARB bet, you can do that. We've said this before, but with live betting, everything is amplified, right? Actually, we should, on DraftKings, they have this promo. You don't want to miss out on promos, right? So they have this promo, which is, we already placed all of these. Basically, this is super profitable. I did a YouTube video on this. Like, so many of these are really profitable. So go through our YouTube videos if you haven't seen them. But they have a 40% live bet or profit boost on the Suns game. So if we go to the Suns game, you can see right here, I can get a 40% profit boost. So the Suns minus 7.5, I can get that plus 103. So we could arb this if we wanted to, I'm sure. So we could go here. We can just kind of take a look. This is going to be profitable basically regardless of what you're betting. So we can kind of Suns plus 7.5. We can try to see what's good. Suns plus 7.5. We're getting that plus 147. That seems pretty good. And it's for $50 max. So I'll place $50 on it. And then we can go to calculators on OddsJam. And I want to go to an arbitrage calculator. And then we have Suns minus or Pacers. No, now it's Pacers plus 9.5. So I'm going to leave that in my bet slip. And you can see like these odds are constantly changing around, especially in the fourth quarter, which is why live betting is pretty tricky. So, plus 10.5, plus 9.5, plus 100. I mean, sure, let's just go with this. And we can place $50 on it. Like this plus 140 is an arb to their own book, right? So you could arb it on the same book. I wouldn't recommend that, but you could. So we now have Pacers plus 9.5, plus 140. And you can see FanDuel locked its markets, but you could try to hedge out of this live. So we have Pacers plus 9.5, plus 140. And now you can get Suns minus 9, minus 113, right? So we can middle this if we wanted to. So, again, books are constantly closing markets like you can see right here live. So live betting's hard, but long story short, a 40% profit boost is insane. You're easily beating the VIG or the juice, right? Getting plus 100 odds to plus 140. So if you're still up betting, right, like definitely use this 40% live profit boost. Don't sleep on it. Don't forget about it. I also bet this, if you haven't used your 27% profit boost for UFC 270, I'd recommend using that. And yeah, there's just a ton of promos today. So you can see this bet on this girl, Jasmine Judavicius won, some overs won in hockey. I mean, overall, pretty good day plus EV betting. Overs. So yeah, I don't even watch any of these games. But we can go back here. We can go to the ARB page. Suns minus 10.5. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not going to arb it. Again, just place it like a 40% profit boost. It's basically going to be profitable, whatever you're putting it on. So we can go, we have Pacers again, plus 9.5, plus 140. FanDuel has its lock-it mark. This game's about to end. So just try to get a bet down if you haven't already. Like Twin Spires isn't even posting a market on this anymore. We can see if Caesars is. So here we can see we have plus 9.5, plus 140. So we could, Caesars has minus 9.5, minus 140. It's kind of useless. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but if you wanted to, you could try to arb it, but I'd recommend doing it at like halftime or at a timeout break or in between quarters, because again, when it's in play, especially in the fourth quarter, I just bet it because I remembered I hadn't. Like these lines are jumping around every second and books are locking markets. So live betting, typically the best opportunities you're going to find are going to be, during breaks in sporting events, halftime in NFL games, stuff like that. So we can go here. We've said this before. If you're using OddsJam, you need a ton of sports books for a bunch of reasons. Every sportsbook in the US offers an insane sign-up bonus. Caesars offers you $1,000 free bet match. You bet $1,000, you get $1,000. FanDuel offers you a $1,000 risk-free bet. So we go to FanDuel, you can see, they offer if we scroll down or we can go to Twin Spires actually, they offer you a $1,000 risk-free bet. So long story short, like more books, more sign-up bonuses, more books, more promos, right? I just showed you an insanely profitable, giving you a 40% profit boost live on the Suns game. And they also have a profit boost for Buccaneers and Bills parlay plus 356, which is like a 25% profit margin or something insane. So super profitable, right? You want to take advantage of these promos, so you need more sports books. So go to all the links below on YouTube, click them all. sign up for every sports book in your state. If you're in Colorado, click the Betfred link. We'll take you to the best sign-up bonus. There's $1,500 in value. You get an $1,500 risk-free bet. BetMGM is an $1,000 risk-free bet. Your first bet loses, you get back up to $1,000, right? So click all the links, sign up for all the books. That's really how you become a profitable sports bettor. You need multiple sports books to be successful as a sports bettor. So anyways, let's hit some bets. Let's hit some plus EV bets. I've said this before. The goal as a sports bettor is you're forming your own little hedge fund, right? You want 20, 25, 30 mathematically profitable bets placed per day and just see that profit stack up and up and up. You're not going to win every bet. You will have some down days, but when you're placing bets that all have EV or edge, a mathematical profit margin to the zero vig line from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, you're going to make money. So as an example, in this, don't even know what league this is. I'm just using data. I don't know anything about these two teams. This is just data. No picks, no BS. It's not what we do at OddsJam. All we do is data, looking for value in the odds, right? And again, it's only possible if you have a bunch of sports books, because all of these sports books have different odds, right? Like you can see, for this game on over 2.5 goals, DraftKings is giving you minus 235. FanDuel's minus 270, and the sharpest sportsbook in the world, Pinnacle, is all the way down at minus 276. So it seems like there's a little value minus 235, right? That's all you're doing as a sports bettor is you're looking for the best odds. No sports bettor wins every time. And the key to making money sports betting is making sure that you're always getting the best possible odds and looking for advantageous odds, right? So for NBA, for games tomorrow, sportsbooks are starting to post odds. Why would you ever bet on the Clippers plus 145 on WinBet? You're betting $100 to win $145. If you can bet on them 100, bet 100 to win 155 on DraftKings, right? You need multiple sportsbooks to be successful. And the reason is all these sportsbooks have different prices, which is crazy, right? You can't go to the New York, to Robinhood versus TD Ameritrade and get a different price on a stock, right? The stock price is the same. This is what's so crazy about sports betting and opens up a world of possibilities, because all these sports books have literally countless odds on their site. Like if we just go to soccer, one soccer league, right? EPL, you can see they just offer so many odds on their site. And what OddsJam is doing for you is it is constantly scanning the sports betting markets, looking for those very rare spots where the odds are too good to be true, where you are getting value as a sports bettor. So every single one of your bets should come from the OddsJam plus EV page. Of course, it's not possible to bet them all, but you want to look for value in the odds and use this as a baseline for what you should be betting. So we can see right here, right? Like Buccaneers versus Rams, under 23.5 points is minus 103 odds on the sharpest sportsbook in the world. You're getting plus 105 on FanDuel. So we can click into this market and we can go to under 23.5. And you can see like most sportsbooks have this minus money. We're getting plus 105 on FanDuel. Seems like a pretty incredible line, right? So having a drink of my alcoholic drink, long day. So got to do that. So we can go and we can look for some bets and we can hit some bets, because that's what I love to do. And we'll see this profit go higher and higher. So here's the first one we'll place, right? Plus 255. We're getting on over 4.5 goals. The market on Pinnacle is plus 217, minus 273. So if we throw that into a zero vig calculator right here, you can see that the fair line is plus 232, right? The way that sportsbooks make money is they juice their markets, right? They juice their markets. Minus 110, minus 110. You're always betting, like the standard line on a sportsbook for an NBA game or an NFL game, right, is going to be minus 110, minus 110. You're betting $110 to make 100. And sportsbooks take that on both sides of the market. That's how sportsbooks make money. They don't charge you a fee when you place a bet. They don't charge you a fee when you place a bet, right? The way they make money is by setting a spread with juice or with vig, right? So we can go back here So what we're doing with a no vig odds calculator is we're taking the midpoint of the market from the sharpest sportsbook in the world and backing out the fair price and using this fair price as an indication of what the odds should be, right? So you should not be placing this bet on over 4.5 goals if you are not getting above plus 232 odds. Plus 220 is an awful bet. It is negative EV, right? You want to place bets with positive EV, but the fair line is plus 232 and we're getting plus 255, right? Plus 255. So this is a positive EV bet, and the profit margin is 6.92%, which is a ton to the zero vig line from Pinnacle, right? If you think about it, the return of the stock market is 8% a year. We're getting 6.92% in 12 hours. That's what's so powerful about sports betting. Now, why can't you retire off of being a sports bettor? Is because sportsbooks don't allow you to bet as much as you want, right? You can't bet $5,000 on this on DraftKings. You can't bet $20,000 on this. Sportsbooks limit your bet sizes. You can maybe get a maximum of like $1,000 on this line, maybe a little more. I'm not sure. It depends on the limits in your account, right? But the point is, so Serie A, here we go. And then we want to go to total goals. And then we want to look at this game over 4.5 plus 255. Thank you, OddsJam. We'll throw $100 on it. So we have Napoli versus Salernitana plus 255. Don't know jack crap about Italy soccer, but it doesn't matter because I'm just following the data. So plus 255. We have Napoli versus Salernitana, and we have plus 255. We threw $100 on it. Our expected profit is a 6.92% profit margin to the zero vig line from Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So we're getting like $7 in expected profit, right? Now, if you want to learn more about plus EV betting, I mean, we have a getting started guide, right? So I'd recommend looking through that. We also have a sharp betting blog. So just like go here, sharp betting, learn about it. We have tons of full-length videos. I want to keep these live streams to more like hitting bets, hitting promos, talking about promos. So I'm not repeating the same thing every day. But, you can learn about stuff like this here, right? If you want to. Learn more about any topic. If you want to learn more about promos, just type in promos, right? We have freaking like so many articles about that. So just go here. You want to learn about DraftKings promos. We give you all the math, all the lowdown. So check it out. What I will say is you want to track all your bets. So I'm going to add this bet by hitting this little plus button to the OddsJam bet tracker. We can also see if you're bankroll constrained. If you have a small bankroll, you can use the Kelly calculator to see what percentage of your bankroll is mathematically optimal in terms of risk versus reward to wager on something. So if your bankroll is, say, $5,000, you want to put 2% of your money on it or 2.66%, right? You know how much to put on it. If your bankroll's whatever, right? Like $1,000, you don't want to bet that much on it. You want to bet $25 on this. You don't want to bet your whole bankroll on it because, again, sports has variance. You're looking for these small profit margins as a sports bettor between 3 to 10%, 1 to 10% even, and you're hoping those returns compound and compound every day to watch your bankroll go like that. And then you're also taking advantage of all these profitable sports betting promos that we've discussed, like this, to just help your bankroll grow on a weekly basis. So like this, for example, this promo on FanDuel, we've discussed it. So again, I don't want to spend way too much time talking about it, but you bet $10 on any same game parlay. If your bet loses, FanDuel just gives you your money back. You literally cannot lose money, right? If your bet wins, you make money. If your bet loses, they give you your money back. That is a risk-free bet, which is the sign-up bonus on TwinSpires. And if you're like, oh, FanDuel's going to screw me somehow, it's like, no, they're not, right? FanDuel in these U.S. sports books are more regulated than frickin' cigarette companies. They're not going to steal your money. They're not going to break the terms of their promotion to save $10 from you, right? Like, they're so regulated. And that's what's so crazy about the U.S. is it's not these sketchy offshore books that you have to deposit in Bitcoin, right? They're highly regulated, typically multi-billion-dollar companies, and they offer these insane promos. And the reason people don't make money is because, most people just place square parlays because they look at all the idiots on Twitter, right? Like, use math to inform your betting decisions and you'll be very, very happy, right? And all these sportsbooks have different promos. So this one's insane, right? Like, first touchdown score insurance, you bet $50 up to you bet $50 on a first touchdown score. If your player scores a touchdown at any point in the game, but not first, you get your money back, right? That's very good. So if you have Twin Spires, sign up. If you don't have Twin Spires and you're in Pennsylvania, Indiana, Colorado, right? Like, click the link below and sign up. What are you doing missing out on $1,000 risk-free bet and all of these insane promos? I calculate from promos alone, you can make like $150 a day as a sports bettor just from promos. But you need every buck. Like this FanDuel one today, this is worth like, $7 in EV, this risk-free same game parlay. So we just got $7 on FanDuel. They have parlay insurances, which you can see right here, 2 parlay insurances. These are worth about $5 in EV each, or $6. So that takes us to roughly $20 in promo value. They had some good odds boosts, which is roughly $50 in EV. Or sorry, like $5 in EV. DraftKings had promos like out the frickin' butt tonight, which were worth like $30 or $40 in EV. So just tune into these live streams, watch all our videos, watch all our YouTube shorts, watch every, piece of content, and we'll keep you updated, right? Like this. Flash round bet. You bet $10 in flash bets on the divisional round, and you get a $10 free bet. It's insanely profitable. You bet $10, you get $10. You're not losing money from this. So anyways, let's get back to it. Just had to take a sip of my drink. So we can go back here. And again, like some of the considerations you may want to have about the plus EV page is like, what should I bet? And it's not necessarily just like so easy, right? So on FanDuel, you can see I already have this Figueiredo fight. I have this minus 122 over 3.5. It was on the plus EV page. Now, minus 126 is plus EV. Lines just keep ripping higher in the total for this fight. You can see it's on the ARB page. This bet has insane EV. All of the sharp action is coming in on the over, which we can only see by having OddsJam available to us. So I'm going to go to MMA. I'm going to go to this Fig fight. Game's about to start. Wow, lines are ripping towards Moreno. I have a bet on that sucker too. So that's pretty cool. So we can go here. And then I want to go to round props, over 3.5, minus 126, navigating quickly. FanDuel says, no, bro, you've made way too much money off us. You only get 81.25. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, I get it, man. So we'll take 81.25. I get it. They got to do what's best for them. So over 3.5, Fig Moreno, 81.25. So this was at minus 132 odds. Let's check. I have this place. No, minus 126. So minus 126. We placed any 81.25 right here. This bet has a 4.76% profit margin to the zero vig line from Pinnacle, so roughly 5%. So now, I'm 387 richer. And this fight's going to end in like freaking 40 minutes. And I'm 387 richer in EV. The specific bet may lose, but the data supports that it's a good bet, right? You have an ARB between FanDuel and the sharpest sportsbook in the world, Pinnacle. Whenever there's an ARB, that means you can make risk-free money, right? We've showed this in tons of other live streams. Watch them all if you haven't already and you want to learn how to actually make money sports betting and, learn why so many people use OddsJam, is we could place a bet on both sides here and we could earn a risk-free profit of 520, right? I don't have Pinnacle Sportsbook. It's not legal in the United States, right? So I can't make risk-free money in this situation, but I'm using it as a source of information to see that, yeah, this is a freaking good bet. This line opened like minus 110 on over 3.5. Now the line's up to minus 153. All of the sharp action is coming in on the over, and we're only able to spot this using OddsJam, right? Wouldn't have known that FanDuel had minus 126. FanDuel has freaking 50,000 odds on their site. You need software to be a profitable sports bettor, which let me get this. So we can see the line move back down a little bit. So now it's 4.35% EV. So I can add this to my bet tracker. And what's so amazing about the OddsJam bet tracker, so this is now 0.0435. What's so amazing about the OddsJam bet tracker is it will tell you if your bet is no longer good, right? So if I go to what I mean by that is if we go to my bet tracker, you can see my goal as a sports bettor is to always, always, always beat the closing line, right? I bet Murray under 7.5 rebounds, plus 140. The line closed, plus 136. Fair odds to Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And I got plus 140. So I beat the closing line. Look it up anywhere, any website. Beating the closing line is the number one indicator of becoming a profitable sports bettor for the long haul. If you're not beating the closing line, you will not make money. If you are beating the closing line, you will make money, right? So my goal as a sports bettor is to beat the closing line as much as possible. Sometimes lines move against you, and that sucks, right? But it is what it is. But you want to beat the closing line, at least like 65% of the time, and you'll be pretty happy with your sports betting profit over the course of the long run. And what's great about the bet tracker is we will send you a notification if the line moves against you. Sometimes CLV notifications in the bet tracker. Again, the bet tracker page is 100% free, right? So the bet tracker is 100% free. So you can see like some bets allow you to cash out. So I have under 36.5 Bills at Chiefs, Josh Allen total passing attempts. I have $100 on it, plus 100 odds. If the line moves massively against me, OddsJam will send me an email alert that's like, hey, your bet now sucks, cash it out. And sometimes you can go in, cash it out for full value, which means you're just removing your bet, right? So you can see tomorrow, thank God to OddsJam, I already have a bet on the Spurs. I bet $500. WinBet is letting me cash out 5, 10, 63. This happens all the time to me. Why? Because I'm getting good lines thanks to OddsJam. I could cash my bet out for $10.63 of risk-free profit before this game even happens. I bet $500. WinBet is saying, damn, your bet is so good. We'll give you 5, 10, 63 just to take it off. Of course, I'm not going to take it off, but you get the point, right? So I'm thinking, yeah, but if the line moves against me, like let's say for the Spurs, their 3 best players end up getting COVID or something tomorrow, the line moves massively against me, OddsJam will send me an email alert. I'll log into WinBet and be like, yo, can I cash this out for full value? So that's pretty cool. And you can tailor all your settings around in OddsJam, what markets you want to see, stuff like that, which is really useful. So we have a good bet on the FIG fight. And you can see Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, their market is minus 153, plus 130. So we got a line that the sharpest sportsbook in the world has minus 153 over 3.5 rounds in the FIG fight. We're getting it minus 126. And once you remove the juice from Pinnacle's market, the fair line, once you remove the VIG, is roughly minus 139. And we got minus 126. Minus 126 is better than minus 139, which means it's a plus EV or a positive EV bet. And these positive EV bets are rare in the scheme of things, right? Like freaking look how many odds there are and how many markets there are on any site at any given time, right? Tons. So OddsJam is scanning for those few pieces of gold that are actually mathematically profitable. So we now have 2 plus EV bets placed. I placed them, so I added them to my bet tracker, which means this little check mark shows up right there. I'll get an email alert if the CLV no longer looks good. And then you can kind of go through and you can decide what you want to bet. Again, taking into account market width is pretty important. So like this market is 60 cents wide, plus 185, minus 245. So like this bet's plus EV, but the market's pretty wide. If the market's wide, that means Pinnacle is less confident in its market, right? Which is why some sports bettors like to focus on these really tight markets like this, right? Like this right here. minus 119 plus 105. It's only 14 cents wide. So sometimes, that's one thing you can consider as a sports bettor when you're looking through the plus EV page. And if you're getting overwhelmed, like, wow, there's so much crap, I don't know what to bet, is maybe you want to focus on, tighter markets, right? So, Mahomes under 25.5 passing completions, over 5.5 goals in the Seattle game. There's a lot of bets out there. And again, the goal is place a bunch of them. You're forming a little sports betting hedge fund for yourself, and you'll see your returns stack up and up and up. You'll have some losing days, some winning days, but the law of large numbers, you'll make money in the long run. So Newcastle versus Everton, here's a pretty tight market, under 2.5 as 2.1% EV. So what I can do is I can go to soccer, and I can go to EPL. And this game is on February 8th. So I can click into the EPL, Premier League, and then I can go to February 8th. And then we can go to this Everton game, and then we have under 2.5, minus 106. So sometimes these sports books juice their markets a little more in different states, which is why you may see slightly different odds on OddsJam. But if we go here, minus 120, minus 101, we can back out the fair line. So minus 120 on the under, and then the over was minus 101. So the fair line is minus 108.55, right? So we're getting minus 106, which is slightly better, but not a ton better. So maybe we want to hold off. It's up to you. It's up to your risk tolerance. What percentage of EV do you require to place a bet? Like this one is a clear no-brainer in my mind. But, maybe some other ones like these 1%ers you want to hold off on, or maybe you want to place them all. Like it's ultimately up to you. And, how much time you have, your bankroll, your risk tolerance, stuff like that. How wide the market is. Like there are a bunch of other factors that can, ultimately go into play when you're using the plus EV page. So we can go through and we can see if there's anything interesting we like. So, this bet I kind of like. Dawson Knox over 3.5 receptions. If we wanted to throw a player prop in there, again, most games ended for today. So it really just it's up to you. This bet I kind of like. Over 5.5 total receptions, Tyreek Hill. So we can go to NFL. I mean, let's get some action down. I think all these bets are at least, are profitable. So let's get some action down. We can go here. Then we can go to receptions. So you want to move quick because other people are trying to bet this at the same time. So that under is a terrible price, right? Under 5.5 is minus 114. This is why line shopping is so important. The under is plus 107 on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world. You get minus 114. It's minus 114, which is so much worse on FanDuel, right? This is why line shopping is so critical. I'm going to bet 85.5 bucks on it, which is what FanDuel limited me to. They were like, yo, bro, you've made way too much money off us. So I'm like, yeah, fair. So over 3.5 rounds we have in this fight, and then we have over 5.5, receptions, Tyreek Hill. There's actually been sharp action. Lines have been moving higher all week long in his total receptions and total receiving yards. So markets are clearly, and sharp action is clearly expecting that he's going to get more receiving touchdowns or receptions. So over 8.5, 85.50. So we bet 85.50 on that. This bet has a profit margin to the zero vig line on Pinnacle of 2.96%. So 0.0296%. And then, we're earning 253 in expected profit. So we have a positive EV bet. The odds are too good to be true, right? We're getting minus 114. The sharpest sportsbook in the world has this all the way down at minus 142. Incredible bet. So we're earning a 2.96% return. This game will be over in like 20 hours. So just do the math. The return on the stock market is 8% a year. We're getting 2.96% in freaking 18 hours. And with arbitrage betting, you can often get, risk-free profits of like 4% in 12 hours or something insane, right? Just like sports betting is absolutely insane. The only reason it's possible is because of the quantity of sports books in the US. So again, you want to go through all the links on YouTube, click them all, sign up for every sports book in your state, every single damn sports book. If you're in Colorado, get Betfred. If you're in Colorado, get MaxEbet. Using that link below, they have an exclusive $2,000 deposit bonus, like which ends in a week or a week and a half or something like that. Like, you don't want to be missing out on these insane promos as long as they're lasting, when it's like a race to market share for all of these sports books in the United States. So we placed that bet, which I'm pretty happy with. Morris over 4.5, rebounds. It's favored on Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, which means you shouldn't be getting plus money, right? If something is favored, you shouldn't be getting plus money. And, it's pretty close to an ARB to DraftKings and Caesars. So it seems pretty good, right? So we can go to the Clippers game and place this bet. And again, knowing how to navigate quick is very important if you want to get in on good lines. So Morris over 4.5. Let's see how much they give me, 96.15. And again, I'm placing a bunch of uncorrelated, mathematically profitable bets that are profitable to the zero vig line from Pinnacle. Not every bet will win, but it's just math, right? All I'm doing is following the math. So 3.24% return, which means my expected profit over the course of the long run, placing bets with a 3.24% return is, 3.24%. So 312. So this is Marcus Morris over 4.5 rebounds. And what you'll notice is this expected profit, which is just the percentage from the EV page, will very closely match our actual net profit from our bets, right? So we'll run hot. Like right now, I placed $436 in EV. I should be up exactly 436.87 if the math holds, but I'm on a bit of a hot streak. Sports betting has variance. It's kind of like if you're flipping a coin with your friend, he gives you $100 if it's heads, you give him $100 if it's tails, but that coin is 53% to land on heads. You should be flipping that coin with your friend all damn day long, right? 53% of the time, he's paying you $100. Only 47% of the time, you're giving him $100. Sure, it may show up tails twice in a row, but like the math is just so in your favor that you have to place the bet. And over the course of the long run, guaranteed by the law of large numbers, you will make money sports betting, right? So we're up 730.06. So that's pretty cool. $730. I mean, I'm pretty good at live betting. We can just say that. And so what you'll notice is like, we'll have some losing days, we'll have some winning days, but like this net profit is just going to kind of go up, and it's going to, over the course of the long run, pretty closely match this expected profit column. So again, and I'm not including promos in this. So any promos I bet, from this promos tab or any promos, I'm like, yeah, this is good, I bet it. I'm not going to include. This is straight up live betting with odds jam. So we have another bet placed. Anyways, we could go through, I'm going to sit on this all night. This line is the best one, right? That's a very tight market, right? We're very close to game time. This fight starts in freaking 19 minutes. Very good. And there are a ton of bets. So you could sit on here all day. And again, these lines are always changing, right? Sharp action is coming in, moving markets. Players are getting injured, moving markets. So you want to be checking this as frequently as possible to see, what the good bets are. Have it up on your work computer, right? Just hit the refresh button as much as you can, because there will be some absolutely incredible bets that you miss out on, right? Like if I go to my freaking FanDuel account, I got it, FanDuel. Like you can see like a lot of my bets for tonight have settled, but I have like freaking 12 bets placed. I place these throughout the day because I just have OddsJam up. It's not like I sit on OddsJam all day, but whenever I have a free second, it's like any good bets. And then if there are, I hit it, right? So keep OddsJam up. Look for good bets. Sometimes it'll be slow. All the games are over tonight, so this isn't surprising. And sportsbooks haven't started to post odds for tomorrow. But use OddsJam as much as you can. And any questions you have, let us know. Hit all the links below. Sign up for all the sportsbooks in your state. More sportsbooks equals more promos, equals more sign-up bonuses, equals more ARBs, equals more profitable bets, more positive EV bets. And email us anytime with questions you have. We're happy to help. Tons of good bets out there right now. I mean, not tons, not like it was this morning or this afternoon, but I mean, for a Saturday night when all the games are over, there's still a lot of good soccer bets. So check out OddsJam. Do the free trial. You're not happy, you cancel in one button click. Like you literally go to manage subscription and you cancel in one freaking button click. I don't want to go there because I think it shows my card information, but like literally one button click. So over 8.5 goals in the Flames game, live bet, that looks pretty good. So we can actually hit a live plus EV bet. So I'll hit a live bet. I feel like that's fair game for these streams. Again, the live lines move very quickly. So by the time I log in, like it may be too late, but you know, we'll see. Let's see. So if I go to NHL, then I have the Flames game over 8.5. We can see if it's still there. And now it went away. But we can go to the plus EV page and see, are there any live bets out there? So Sharks plus 4.5 has 2.11% EV. So maybe we want to dabble with Sharks plus 4.5 minus 115. You know, again, I don't live bet often, but now it's down to minus 150. So again, live lines, you just got to move quick. So that's all I got. Thanks so much.